welcome to another episode of FlipTrax Radio here at Governor's Comedy Club. As always, we got Tony Walker at the helm, and our special guest tonight, I got Tony, and I got Shecky. We won't get into all the last names and all that, you know. Yeah. They're tongue twisters. He's got an easy one. You, I don't know too much. Chironno, what is it?
Chironno.
Chironno, it was right. I got it right.
Yeah.
Tony Chironno, Shecky, Tom Davis.
Yes.
Good to have you guys here. Welcome. It's a special evening because we're promoting our annual Challenger Baseball Jamboree that we do at Mr. Berry's annually. We raise money for a wonderful cause for the league. You guys get new equipment, and you'll get more into the details and the nuts and bolts of it. And of course, Shecky will be performing at the event, as well as Tiger Rose. Tiger Rose will be there. The whole other crew, we got Joe Hess, Acoustic Vibes, Glenn Strange Band, and I heard the 50-50 Chinese Auction, they're really good. I've heard that band's really hot. You know.
Yes.
Got some good stuff happening that day.
It's sandwiched in the middle.
Was that?
It's sandwiched in the middle. It's the complimentary barbecue, right?
No, yes. Well, yeah, that's sandwiched in the middle there. The complimentary barbecue, and there's no novice thing behind barbecuing at Mr. Berry's. He does it all the time. His big beef.
Excels.
What is it? The big beef or
the big beef event?
Yeah. So cool. Hope you guys can make it. It's Sunday, September 10th. Whole day event, 12:30 to 8:30 p.m.
That's where we'll start pulling the winners.
That's a marathon there.
We have quite a few selections for the Chinese auction. There's at least 33 suppliers of goodies in hand at this point, and they'll probably go up, so there's a real good chance you'll walk out with something really good.
I think I got something last year. A gift certificate to Sergio's.
Oh, that was you.
That was me.
Very nice.
I remember. It was a good dinner. Everything was wonderful about that. And we're looking forward to playing music here tonight. I don't often get to play with Shecky. This is a treat.
Yeah, we crossed paths, but...
Yeah, you sat in once with Dave Diamond Band, if I recall.
Oh, yeah.
That might have been the only time
we sat in at Berry's at one of these, too.
Yes. Yeah, a couple of years ago, you two hooked up on stage.
Yeah, it's been filmed and documented.
No kidding.
Yes.
It's circulating around. If you've never seen it, I'll send it to you.
Did I get that one on CD? Was he on that disc that you gave me?
Probably.
Well, at any case, this is going to be a live situation right here and now in the studio. Do we have our good levels? So, we were both at the Bradstock Festival this past weekend, which was really, really cool. You're a veteran of the Bradstock. Have you done all of them? Or?
No, I have not. I jumped in around 2014, 2013, I think.
Okay. All right. That's a few years before I hit it. I was there on the 18, that one year there.
Yeah, it was something I would hear on the radio, mostly traveling. I remember particularly traveling to a gig up at the Larchmont Country Club. And I hear this on the radio. I go, damn, I want to be a part of that. But it took 10, 12 years to actually zero in.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing with me. I was in an original band in the early 2000s, and the bass player in my band, Pat, his wife was really good friends with Linda Ringhouse, and it was always like, you guys are playing next year, definitely next year. The thing's been around for 30 years now, this event, so to finally be part of it.
Yeah, it took a while, I think I took a residency at Fadley's in Patchogue, local, so all of a sudden these mystical chiefs started coming down and scouting out my band, and all of a sudden before I knew it, I was asked to be performing on it, so
that's
I thought
great.
It was something really I want to attain, it's good and worth it too.
I guess my aspirations will be to get to the main stage that you reside on when you play, which is great. Yeah. We were on the Flower Power stage, which is no big shake either. I mean,
it's exciting.
Nice spot in the park, and it's a beautiful campsite. That's another thing about it. But maybe next time we'll be on the main stage. That'll be fun. But I'm sorry I missed your set, just as you missed my set. But we were both there.
Well, the plight of the musician. We can't see each other all the time at every event.
Yep.
But when we can, we do.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Two ships that pass in the night.
We have a huge music community. We really support each other. This is not a competitive sport. No backstabbing here, right?
No, it's not allowed. Definitely not. And the thing about it, too, is that there's no shortage of gigs and no shortage of bands. Somehow we managed to always find a job.
There's something for everybody,
Yeah. So let's make a little noise. What do you think?
Okay.
I'm going to follow your lead here tonight.
Okay, let's, Rolling Stone.
Ah.
road appeals. Well, here's a little place that really get our kicks. It's open every night about 12 to 6. And if you want to hear some boogie, you can get your fill. A shove and sling like a old steam grill. Come on along, you can lose your lid down the road, down the road, down the road. If he's taking Well, here's a little place to really get our kicks. It's open every night about 12 to 6. And if you want to hear some boogie, you can get your fill. A shove and sling like an old steam grill. Come on along, you can lose your lid down the road, down the road, down the road of me. So take it one more time. We're down that road of peace. 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 We're down that road of peace.
Awesome.
Chuck Berry rock and roll.
Nothing wrong with that.
That is your forte mostly, right? Good
I
feel good
love-
rock and roll
I love the
surf.
Chuck rhythm, you know, first and foremost.
Yeah.
His lead playing is another thing altogether. Yeah, that rhythm, you know.
Yeah. It moves, it swings. I was happy to see Chuck before he passed on.
Yeah, same.
One of those shows where he combined himself with Little Richard.
Oh, I
and,
saw that. Maybe with Westbury.
Westbury,
Maybe
yeah.
it's the same show. Yeah.
Who else was on the bill? It was three of them. Jerry Lee Lewis.
No. I
No.
just saw the two of them touring together. Yeah.
Maybe he was supposed to be on it, and then they canceled. Like he started the tour
It's
with
possible.
them. And then,
Yeah.
I think it
Or
was something like
sporadic dates, you know.
that. Yeah. Cool, man.
Yeah.
So that and amongst other songs like that will happen on Sunday. Tony, tell us a little bit more about this event and how it started, how long you've been doing it.
Well, the first event, the first jamboree, which basically invites all the Little League Challenger divisions, which is children with, actually it goes up to adults now. It started with children from ages 4 and up. Now there's no age limit because it's the fastest growing segment of Little League. They really have no other good venues to get out in the field and participate, just be another average kid. In 2011, the first Long Island Jamboree was held in Tanner Park. And we've been doing, Steve Beery, Mr. Beery's found out that I was going to be doing this, and he called me up and he said, I'd like to do a benefit. So ever since then, it's been a yearly event there. Wonderful musicians. I think Tom, in one shape, form, or another, has been at 10 out of 11.
Every year I know come September.
Tom Shecky, Tom has been there once before. And we support kids. I think this year we're having teams from Glen Oaks all the way out to Eastport.
Wow.
So it's a one-day event in Burns Park in Massapequa. Several hundred challenger players. It's quite the sight to see all these kids having their I call it their World Series moment. It's their fun in the fall. And just to see them smile. I mean, Challenger baseball started in 1989, and it started on Long Island, I want to say around 1992. It's just been a wonderful program. I've been involved with Challenger Ball now for like 21 years. As you guys know, I have an autistic son, and he started out just like any other Challenger player, making dust clouds in the dirt, and now he really looks forward to it. He's progressed just like so many others. They're doing 3 strikes, you're out, 3 outs an inning, and they take pride in what they do.
And they probably develop friendships as well through it. Is there any of them that stick? And
Oh yes,
yeah,
It's nice to see them interact, because normally in the beginning, they're kind of introverted, because they're a little outside the box. But when they meet their peers and they get along, they make lifelong friends. It's really nice to see.
learning about teamwork. And
Yes, knowing what you're supposed to do is and it carries on into your regular daily lives.
now, is it difficult to match them by age? I mean, do
See,
you
we
have
don't-
like an equal balance enough to get a?
We don't go by age, we go by ability.
Okay.
So we have our what we call A-level teams, where they understand the concept of a strike zone, 3 strikes, you're out. They pitch and catch to each other, which is really cool to watch, because some of these kids can pitch.
Yeah.
They may not know exactly when to run, but we have coaches. Actually, Tony's a coach. I'm a coach, both in the Massapequa League.
Where do you play at Burns Park?
Burns Park on Sundays. If anybody's interested, our program is open, and we welcome anybody. Just hit up MassapequaChallenger.com. And if you reach out to LongIslandJamboree.com, we have a listing of all of the towns that support a Challenger baseball program. So if you live in, like I say, from Eastport to Glen Oaks on the Queens border, if you're watching this and you know someone that might be interested, we'll hook you up to the closest one to you. It's all about the kids getting out and having fun.
And what about Nicholas? What positions does he play, and what does he excel in as far as?
Well, my boy, I like to keep him in center field, because he's got a hell of a throwing arm. Some of the kids can hit it, and he can catch, he can hit. He
I was going to say he's probably
does
a
well.
home run champ.
No,
No?
he's a Baltimore chop guy. It hits the ball down, and that's what we call our A level. The B level is when they're pretty competent, but they can't pitch or catch to themselves, and the coaches pitch in. And our C level, wheelchair walkers, total assistants. They have buddies, which are either little leaguers that pitch in, or siblings, or just plain volunteers that just want to come out and see these kids smile. It's really eye-opening when you get out there.
And it's probably also beneficial for the parents too. to
The
see them
parents, it's
interacting.
like a support group to them,
Yeah.
because they're comparing notes.
Sure.
Your kid does this, my kid does this. Oh, how did you get him to stop doing that? And it turns into a nice conversation.
Well, my dear friend Artie Scraglio has a son who's also autistic, and I don't know if he's even aware of it. And he comes to beeries at times. He sits in with me. We play together.
No,
and,
I've talked to him.
You have talked to him about
Yes,
it. Very
yeah.
good. Okay, I wasn't sure if he was aware of the whole thing.
Yeah, no, I've seen you perform with him.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can see his son Danny taking to that. I don't know if he's ever considered it, but
He reminds me a lot of my son too. I met him.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
He is a big boy too. Like
He
just
just,
like
yeah,
Nick
like
said.
Nick. Yeah.
I want to shout out happy birthday to Artie. It's his birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, Audie.
And if we could throw the phone number up there, Tony, if you can, and maybe if anybody has any input or questions, or
Oh,
that Tony, not this Tony.
this
that,
Tony.
That
Okay, there's 2 tones here.
Yeah. the TW, not the TC.
That's better.
Wait, is this Tony?
Tony, Tom, Tom.
Ah,
It's got a little rhythm to it. Tony, Tom, Tom.
I like that.
Tom, Tony, Tom.
Someone should have brought a bongo set. I could have done.
You can grab that guitar behind you and turn it on its back.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah, exactly.
They do more than one thing. So, speaking of guitars, should we play another song, Shecky?
Sure. Let's play. Let's go with the easy one. Let's do Jambalaya by Hank Williams in D, right?
Okay.
Nice.
Goodbye, Joe. Me gotta go. Me on my own. Yeah, me gotta go for the bureau down the bio. One money, sweetest one. Me on my own. Yeah, son of a gun, gonna have big fun on the bio. guitar, filthy jar, and Miguel. Yeah, son of a gun, gonna have big fun on the fire. I take it, Tommy. The place is buzzing. Yeah, kinfolk come to see Yvonne by the dozen. We'll dress in style, go hog wild, me on my hoe. Yeah, son of a gun, gonna have big fun on the bayou. One jambalaya, crawfish pie, filet gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see Mama share me. Pick guitar, filthy jar, and Miguel. Yeah, son of a gun, gonna have big fun on the bar. I'll take it one more time, take it one more time. Guitar, filthy jar, and Miguel. Yeah, son of a gun, gonna have big fun on the bayou. Yeah, son of a gun, gonna have big fun on the bayou. Yeah, son of a gun, gonna have big fun on the bayou.
Hey, it's the most recent past I've ever experienced. Look at that.
It has been requested by Cherry Black that when you guys play again, that you play Susie Q.
Oh, is that one of your showstoppers?
I don't know if it is, but Cherry Black wants it.
Well, okay, you know, if Sherry Black wants it, she's gonna get it, I guess. I mean, I don't sing Susie Q. I don't know Susie Q. I haven't met her yet, but if
Are we doing that now?
Do we want to do it now, or we can rap a little?
Yeah, we can rap more.
Let's rap more.
Yeah.
You're a staple on Long Island, Tom. You've been around doing this for a long time, and how long has the twang tones been like your thing?
Yeah, I started in around 1999. Wow. That was the first incarnation. I had a different lineup. I started in the only gig I had was like the rodeo bar, 27th and 3rd, that place there. Yeah, so I seemed to have that was the only place I played.
Oh, so you're just like the house.
Yeah. Now I was happy playing with everybody, but I was not having fun with a lot of people. So I said I gotta have some freaking fun here. So I started my own band, and I asked my wife, "Is a voice good enough to sing?" And I said, "Yeah, don't worry, you can do that." Yeah. So I put together something and put together a bunch of material. I had much more twang back then with some surf stuff in, Later on, when I hooked up with Brian Johnson, my percussion player, we started morphing into other forms that we liked, the reggae and other world beat maybe things, and just different paths, But basically, you always come back to the retro surf, to something I like anyway.
And a lot of it's instrumental.
Yeah,
right?
Enough instrumentals, probably 50-50, maybe a little less, but we have enough instrumentals, in there.
I dig the instrumental stuff sometimes.
Same.
Not many bands do it where you can just see a whole set of cool, feel-good music and not have to know that there's lyrics involved.
Yeah.
But it's good that you do both, and it's mostly cover stuff, classic stuff. But do you have any original stuff that you put in there?
No. We'll sometimes take the original songs and add something in it. Especially in the surf songs, we actually make it more psychedelicized sometimes. A section that wasn't in there originally. Maybe there's a riff in there that I want to add in that particular song.
So
I
you
put
give
a
the
little
liberty to do
stamp
that.
on it. you're rather just like dead on, you know, which is good. The traditionals can do that, you know.
Mhm.
I want to use the songs without bastardizing them too much and just have them as a vehicle, you know.
That's cool. I like when artists do that. You know, like someone like David Bromberg, he'll take a cover tune and add those extra
Oh, yeah,
jazz
yeah, yeah.
changes in the
Yeah,
breaks
yeah.
and stuff. It's a good way to be like that. That's cool. I also know a little bit of the history from like way back when. That one of your band members is a mutual friend of ours, Joe Giselli.
Oh yeah.
He works
Yeah.
on my guitars and a brilliant luthier who
Yeah,
he has his
brilliant.
own line of guitars that he makes. And every time I go visit him and we rap, your name comes up. And
No, Joe, I remember, he goes back as far as high school, maybe high school bands. He was playing Hammond B3.
Hammond,
you know,
huh? Yeah.
Just before he started building anything, you know.
Yeah. But I tell you, I have a newfound respect for him. You know, I've been recently taking up building guitar kits. You know, you get them for like 150 bucks.
Oh, yeah, the kits.
Slap
yeah,
them together,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, and the finishing aspect of it is a nightmare.
Oh yeah, tell me
to
about it.
put
It's a real craft.
Paint and clear coats. It's just so I give him a lot of credit and patience and time that he has for that. But,
Yeah, Joe is my guy. You know, he's like when you find your own doctor. You know, you have a rapport with it.
you hope he doesn't retire.
Yeah,
you know?
the same thing applies to an amp. I'm a guitar guy that you always use. You know,
Yeah.
there's other great guys out there. You know,
Mhm.
as we know, totally. But you know what? I have a rapport with Joe that goes back decades. You
Yeah.
know, and that's the essence of that.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, I've used him for 15, 20 years. He's done all the modifications on my Jerry guitars. I would give him the schematics, and he'd be like, "What do you want to do this for?" I'm like, "Trust me."
I mean, sometimes he says, "I'm almost finished this one. Why don't you try it?" I said, "Whoa."
Yeah.
You know, it's very.
And he genuinely loves the instruments too, so it's not
Totally.
like, it's a Strat again, I got to work on. He's more like, hey, put it on the bench. You can't wait to look at it.
You know,
so-
with him, I find he knows how you play. He knows how you play. He knows how I play. So he knows certain things that he wants to put into the guitar that he knows you'll like. You know what I mean? Like once I think I wanted high frets. He says, "No, Shecky, you don't want high frets. You want 60/40s or whatever.
Yeah,
number.
he knows.
You want these." And he was right. You know?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was right.
I got to
So-
pay. I got to pay him a visit soon because there's
Same.
always something that
He was
it's
AWOL
needed.
for a long time. I would stop by his shop, and he was never there. Every time I'd make a trip to back to Huntington. You know, so,
Yeah.
but now he's back. I contacted him via phone. So yeah,
That's cool.
the elusive
Yes.
Joe Giselli.
Just another one of those mad geniuses that we love.
Totally, right? Yeah, it's like the Mad Hatter, right?
Yeah,
Good
totally.
way, though.
So let's play some more music and we'll satisfy our request, I guess. I mean,
Oh yeah, we're doing Susie Q.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll do a consolidated version, right?
yeah, of course.
Oh, Susie Q. Yes, Susie Q. Oh, Susie Q. I love you, my Susie Q. I like the way you walk.
Cherry says, "I love you, Shecky," she wrote, with exclamation points.
I love it. You got fans out there watching. I never have any people tune in. I got to go check you here more often. Tony, we have more benefits and everything. We have to promote this a lot.
Work on
Actually, you're going to be back here on the air tomorrow, correct? And
Yes, I am. I'll be here with the infamous Mr. Steve Beery, owner, proprietor of
know him.
Mr.
We love him.
Beery's. He'll be on the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Hour, along with Joe Hess, who will be the opening act at the fundraiser on this Sunday.
Come on down if you're free. Come on down. It's been a while since you've been on mine, hanging out
I
on
got
mine.
a thing there tomorrow. I don't know. I got to see. I sleep. I got to sleep tomorrow. I haven't slept in 10 days. It's about that time. I got to put me on the spot there.
The invite's out there. That's all. No pressure. No pressure.
Thank you. I haven't been abused by your staff there in a long time. Remember that one time I was here and you guys were like
Oh, yeah.
killing on the dead?
Eric.
Oh yeah,
What was
that was
your
a long
buddy's
time
name?
ago.
Eric?
Eric. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago, yeah.
He's been gone a long time from me. After that, I couldn't have that anymore.
And your other buddy, which I found very entertaining, he's right over your head there on the TV screen. What was his name?
Oh, Andy.
Andy.
Yeah, but
He's a blast.
he likes to fiddle around a little bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he has those parody songs, you know.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Right.
Or when he tries to play a real song, it just sounds like a parody.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Beery, he's a legendary figure here on Long Island, and his club is amazing. Been playing there for how many years? 20. As long as he's had the place, I've been playing there, and I was drinking there underage when he was bartending. So, plus we're same Island Trees High School alumni. Go way back. I was in the house band for his sportsman fraternity club when I was like 15, and they were seniors or whatever. I can't even remember now, but being that, like you were saying earlier, the kids, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, we would be playing for these drunken maniacs and fearing for our lives most of the time. Because if you don't play that War Pig song right now, okay, we're going to do it. But he softened up to me in the years that passed. But and you've played there a bunch of times as well, or no?
Beery's?
Yeah, I know.
No, it was a
I've seen you
gig.
there.
Yeah, I popped in there for benefits and whatnot. Yeah, one-shot deals, but never a gig there. As far
I
as
thought there was
know.
one night where you played after me. I was playing acoustic,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I kind of hung around and checked out the whole show.
Yeah, I think we did a set or something. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, I love Beery too. I love the room too.
It's
you know
it's
what?
very
Centrally
unique.
located because I have some people in Nassau, in that
Mhm.
border between Suffolk and Nassau. That's a good location. So I'll try to make it work. So you know what? I'll hit him up again. I see him
Yeah,
next
I'm
Sunday.
I
sure
think
he
I'll
will.
talk to him tomorrow.
Next time he offers me to do a double where I'm playing
Yeah,
by
I got a
myself for
show-
8 hours, I'll
It'll
say,
be
well,
like,
you
yeah, I
can
got a
check you
show
play.
package you can't refuse. This is a guarantee.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, that location that you speak of is at Hempstead Turnpike, 4019 Hempstead Turnpike in Bethpage.
107.
Right on the
and
corner of
Hempstead.
107 and Hempstead Turnpike. Across from the old Jolly Roger. Remember that? They still have the batting range right across the street. I
Yes.
can't believe that place is still. Everything else has perished except for that batting range, which is totally awesome. That's how I overcame my fear of fast pitchers. Having to stand there shaking in my cleats. My God, these things are coming at me, but they're not going to hit me because they're always straight down the.
It's mechanical.
It's very mechanical, but threatening
Does
nonetheless.
he wear a helmet?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What about a nose guard?
I was challenged enough to say the helmet will do, and I'll take my chances.
The word of the night, challenge.
That's right.
I
Challenge.
like that.
It just kind of came out subliminally.
What-
I held my own in Little League. I was prepubescent. I held my own.
What position?
I played every position but shortstop.
Okay.
Because you know what happened was I had a growth spurt before everybody else on my team, so I became the big threatening guy.
Oh man.
Even though I was only like 13, everybody else was a foot shorter than me, and I'd come up and everybody go back. I got the awards for the home run champ or the no hitter. I remember pitching a no hitter. That was like a thrill of my life.
Nice.
But again, I was 13 and
I did
short-lived.
first base during my little league years because I'm left-handed. So you know why? You know why? It's easy to throw to third and second.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what they
true.
told me. 'Cause, yeah, you're on first because you're left-handed.
They were just
Okay.
being nice. We gotta put this
I'll
guy
take it.
somewhere.
But then I had to go to the store and get a first baseman, which cost 20% more. So
Oh yeah, same thing with the catchers. When I was a catcher, I
Right. the gear,
It was fun, good times. I mean, little league baseball,
loved it.
builds character in these men. Right? Put me in, coach, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but sports and music in the same venue at the same time.
It didn't
Something-
click, for me.
It's either or,
Yeah, I became a musician full-fledged and didn't look back from the sports. But I still play with musicians that are like religiously following sports.
Yeah.
That's where they lose me. We could be hanging out talking, all of a sudden, I gotta go now. I don't know what the hell they're talking about.
That's why I like Little League. It's all about the kids at that point.
Yeah, and it's not all about the competitive nature of it too much.
Or the dollar. Yeah.
Well, I guess these days it's different than when we were growing up. I mean, we had winners and losers back then. Now everybody's a winner.
Did you get a trophy?
Everybody gets the trophy.
Everybody got a trophy. I remember once making it to the All-Star League, the one time they had the All-Star game. Wow.
I got a trophy for a band battle in junior high school. I came in second. We came in second. We had a 3-piece band there. We couldn't play anything but 2 songs. I think we played Wild Weekend without sing. Wild Weekend, and we did like Stick Shift, which is basically a riff of like and that was it.
Oh well.
Crowd went wild, but yet we lost to the Trampoline Act. Came in first, even though we had that whole audience in the palm of our hands. Whatever.
Oh yeah. Those were good times. I was in a band, too, that won the talent show 3 years in a row. And before you know it, they started to realize this is like a popularity contest, not like because they're really good. It's just they're the most popular guys in the band, which I can say was not true because we did work hard at it when we were 12 years old to win. But, first year there was, like you said, the trampoline, the juggler. And then the next year, everybody was in a band because they saw what you did. And
when your first band, you're pretty limited about what you can do, but you want to get out there right away.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing,
Yep.
So you get out there anyway.
Having those butterflies in your stomach, but you
get
see
out there and you
all
lose
your
to the
friends there at
Trampoline
once.
Act, but still you persevere. It says, damn, that Trampoline Act. But I'm going to keep
That's
going.
a hard one to follow, man. The thrill of it, we
Yeah,
get
it
the
is.
same highs and lows, really, if we try. Now, you played guitar, like electric guitar, or was it like
guitar.
acoustic?
Yeah, we had 2 electric guitars and drums. No bass then.
So did you share the same amp? Like that's how
Yeah,
bad it
probably
was?
one of those silver tones with the 610s that had 3 channels or something.
Yeah,
It was
everybody
the
got this
loudest
stuff
thing
from
on the
Sears
fa-
and Roebuck, it was all...
loudest thing on the face of the earth. It was unbelievable,
Oh, the good old days. When you got like a Kent amp and you thought like you were the Cass
yeah.
Meow or something.
And there was one cat in Comac in the early days. Ricky Bohr. He had a super reverb. This is around 63, 64. So yeah, I know I'm dating myself, but that's okay. 64 super reverb and a Sunburst Stratocaster from that. So he had the real gear in town.
So he had money. His family had money.
I wouldn't say they were overly rich, but somehow he had the gear. So the rest of us had like, my first electric was a Gretsch Corvette, which is usually a takeoff on a SG, right?
Hey, that was my first electric guitar.
Really?
No
Man,
kidding.
we're on parallel universes.
Yeah, man, it was cherry red. It was supposed to look
Cherry
like
red,
the
yeah.
SG, and it wasn't. But
Yes, exactly.
it almost looked like a Lennon Rickenbacker almost by shape if you turned it
Unfortunately, I
around.
left it at a rehearsal studio on Bethune Street in the city that I was rehearsing at. I had to get out of Dodge. I left my vinyl records there, my SG.
Oh man. So yours is gone too. Like
Gone, it's just a memory.
mine is like in parts, and it got damaged in Sandy. Like I was able to save everything out of the Hurricane Sandy storm, but I forgot about that one guitar in the closet, all the way in the back of the closet. Didn't remember it was there, and the water came up to like about here.
Yeah.
So the guitar has like a line and like the rust and all the horribleness to it. But
Gretsch
Joe
Corvette.
Giuselli, he's another guy that loves the Corvettes, and every time I tell him about
Oh, he
it,
does? Yeah, I didn't
Oh,
know that.
yeah,
I never
he-
talked to him about my first guitar.
yeah, he said bring yours in, we'll restore it. And I was
Oh,
like,
man.
maybe we could.
Now, did you have the 4 and the 2 configuration? Yeah, I had the
Yeah.
3 and 3.
Oh,
that
that's
might
the
put
older
it at
one,
the-
yeah.
it might put it at a different one.
Mine was like a mid 70s, like a 76 or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't think I was getting one. I'm going to bore you with these stories, but these are funny stories, I guess.
This
I
is
wasn't
what we're
gonna
here
get-
for.
That's
Funny
it. I wasn't
stories
gonna get-
and boring stories to people who aren't musicians.
The stuff behind the scenes.
I'm not getting a guitar. That's it. I said, whatever, All of a sudden, an envelope comes my way on Christmas morning, And in that envelope is the bill of sale for Sam Ash. And we have to go pick up the guitar. I says, damn,
Wow.
it's here.
That's amazing.
So,
I got mine through a guitar teacher, Luca Peace. I don't know if you ever heard of Luca Peace.
No.
He was out of East Meadow. And he had a couple of different practice rooms that he gave lessons to, and I had a choice between that and one of those green country gentleman type looking ones. And
Like
I
the
chose the
Anniversary
Corvette like an
maybe or something,
idiot
yeah.
because the other one's worth like thousands of dollars now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I don't like the lime green one. That's ugly. Give me this one that looks like an SG. And
Totally, yeah. It's more space age because they had the horns, right?
yeah, it was cool looking.
Yeah, you know what? If I really felt nostalgic and I want to get it, I can get that Gretsch again. You can get anything on in the world. Somebody in the world is selling that guitar.
Yeah, they're not that expensive, I don't think.
No, as long as they put a $20,000 price tag on it. You know, only 3 in existence.
Yeah, they will.
Wait a minute.
Everything's
No,
ultra
no
rare
kidding.
now.
You know what the price back in then for that guitar was $145.
$145.
$145 got you a Gretsch Corvette in 1963.
So that might have been like $400 maybe then, maybe a little more.
Yeah.
It's still pretty pricey for
pricey
mom and
that.
pop to take care of for
totally,
Christmas.
You know?
I remember saving up for my first real guitar was the Corvette, but before that it was like the Sears and Roebuck ones that you'd get.
Yeah.
But there was one in this music store, and it looked like a Epiphone Casino, like the Beatles used, the big hollow body sunburst. I was like, oh my god. And it was $40, and I would go there with my paper route money every week, and I'd drop down $1.75 and $1.30. And then finally, I'm up to like $25, and my father's like, he just went there and he paid for it and brought it home.
Oh, man.
And I was like, wow, you saved me like 6 months.
No, totally. He saw you were working for it.
Yeah, he
That
did.
goes a long way.
And I think the guy behind the counter was, one day I came in there with my dad, and my dad was just like, yeah, those were the days when you really
Beautiful.
earned it.
Yeah, but when you get it, it's like gold.
Yeah.
This is it. Now I'm committed. Some people fall by the wayside. Some people are committed.
Right. Early on if you're going to stick with it. I
You
mean,
know
like when I give
early
guitar lessons and stuff, you can tell the guys that are going to stick with it and the ones that
Once you get through the pain of the calluses,
Right.
you're almost there, right? You
Oh,
get
yeah.
through that gauntlet, right? That's
Yep.
like, oh damn, man, I'm suffering.
You have those grooves in your fingers and you're just thinking, why is this worth it somehow? I don't understand.
Yeah, but then you put on a record and say, I want to do that. And then the next thing is, I want to do that.
Yep.
And that could be anything. It could be any kind of music. I want to do that.
Yeah.
Right? So you
I
call
mean,
it-
we have an age difference, but like
Totally.
probably the same influence like the Beatles and the
Totally,
Stones were
yeah,
what
yeah.
made you do what we do. And
Yeah.
pretending we were the Beatles when you didn't know how to play was like how you was able to get the confidence to think you could do it. Me personally. Let's do another tunage.
Yeah. Let's do an easy country song called Cash on the Barrelhead in E. So. Got a little trouble down at the county seat. Lord, they put me in the jailhouse, loafing on the street. When the judge threw a verdict, I was a guilty man. Said $45, 40 days in the can. Said that'll be cash on the bowhead, son. You can have your choice if you're 21. No money down, no credit plan. No time to chase you, 'cause I'm a busy man. Days on the jailhouse, 40 days on the road. Well, I was feeling hungry, it was a heavy load. Saw a greyhound coming, stuck out my thumb. Before I got to my seat, the driver caught my arm. Said that'll be cash on the bowhead, son. This old gray dog, she gets paid to run. When the engine stops and the wheels don't roll, give me cash on the bowhead, I'll take it down the road. Give me cash on the bowhead, I'll take it down the road. Give me cash on the bowhead,
Oh, give it up. Come on. Yeah. Better than that.
It didn't earn his tub. Thank you.
So how did you guys meet and hook up to make him part of this? Just scouting? You went...
No, actually, I remember the first time I saw Shecky and the Twang Tones. It was at Rudy's.
Oh, yeah.
Sports Bar in
Rudy's,
Patchogue. I thank my Uncle John for inviting me to that night. It was a fun night. If I remember, the hotel motel had gunshots firing that night. And everyone came running in. I was like, wow, this is the place to be.
Oh,
Great music, great beer, great food,
You were a
and
senior.
entertainment outside.
Wow.
That was, I don't know what it was, but and I immediately fell in love with the Twang and seen him around. And, actually it had him, just like Tom has performed at my house parties. Shecky came over one time.
Yeah, I'm happy to contribute time to your Vanty. Really, seriously, I'm glad to do it.
No, thank you, and Tom, and and all the musicians. I mean, anyone that has kids, knows what I'm doing, and they want to support it as well, and I appreciate it, guys, really do.
Well, we're honored to be part of it. And it works every year. Yeah, hopefully every year it gets bigger and things get easier. But
yeah, no, the
challenges,
pandemic
again, the
threw a
word
big
challenges.
monkey wrench in the whole scheme of things. But it's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming back slowly.
We all managed to survive that somehow musically.
Yeah, right.
I was doing live streams from my living room.
Yeah, I discovered a lot of new artists via that. People from all over the country.
Yeah,
people I never heard of. So
Yeah.
a lot of bands started during that time too. I know.
Yeah, and a lot of remote jamming, which
Yeah.
was a weird concept where you'd be like on a TV screen and playing with different people. And
Oh yeah, they sell like split screen.
yeah, it wasn't easy
Oh,
because
good.
of latency. Like you can't really jam exactly on time unless
You were
have
on
a-
stage in Beery's and simulcasting in the parking lot.
Oh,
with
remember
everyone in their
that? Yeah, I was
cars.
playing indoors.
That was unique.
Nobody was allowed inside, so I was in the bar by myself, a darkened bar. They filmed me and they projected it on the wall outside, and they had like a drive-in movie thing happening. Very surreal. I'd end the song and I'd yell, yeah, like outside.
Echo.
Yeah. And then I was projected like 12 feet tall on the wall, so it was kind of weird.
Watch it in
You know
life.
why? Because
Oh, yeah.
Ah, there you go.
Submit if you will.
best theme, right?
That is great. Oh, the Doctor Who theme's pretty hip too.
Yeah, themes in general is really thought out, right?
Yeah.
Really.
Definitely back in the day when they really cared about theme songs.
Yeah, they wrote scores. They don't like, you know what? They pick pop songs now. These themes, there's compositions for either film or
Right.
TV shows were made for that.
And most of them were done by the Wrecking Crew, which is hysterical.
Oh, yeah.
They did a lot of those theme songs, and yep.
Well, the Mancini pieces are classic.
Oh yeah.
These are the
Yeah.
These are the guys.
Yeah.
These are the giants.
Good stuff. You know, watching all the old TV shows, I got a little bit of a trivia thing for you. Do you know Columbo didn't have a theme song?
It didn't.
It just went right into the
Not even a
show.
bass riff.
Nothing. Maybe they might have had
That
some,
would have been
you know,
Barney Miller, right?
canned in stuff, but like, well, that's Barney Miller, right?
Yeah, excellent.
Do-do-do-do-do. Oh yeah. And Tony has a song here he wanted us to try, and you know what? I don't know if I can pull it off.
We'll work on it. Maybe at Come Down, they might play an interesting tune.
yeah.
Well, maybe I'll come out of retirement.
You?
Well, how do you think it got together? I was very lucky. In 2005, I actually wrote the lyrics to the Challenger baseball song. So shout out to my buddy Ben Rudnick. Put it
Ben
to
Rudnick.
music.
He's got a CD.
Yes, yes.
Here's the GoPros. Yes, there they are.
It started out as a little dream. I remember when I wrote it on a bunch of Dunkin' Donut napkins.
I think
It
it's like,
was-
I was on a bunch of Dunkin' Donuts. It was a
Yeah,
bad time in my
no, it was
life.
like after the fourth cup of coffee. I won't say what I did for a living, but I was waiting for something to
Donuts and
happen.
coffee, I get an idea.
And I heard John Fogerty's Center Field, And I was just like, why don't they have something for the Challenger kids? And then my mind raced, and I just started putting rhymes down in the back of Dunkin' Donut napkins. You know, did what I had to do, and I'm sitting in the courthouse, and I'm looking at my napkins. I'm like, wow, this is pretty hip. And I just started putting pieces together and everything. And I said to my friend,
of Dunkin' Donuts napkins.
yeah, no, and you know, I said, Ben, what do you think it is? He does kids music professionally up in now, he's in Boston. And he goes, Tony, this is epic. And he goes, you mind if I put it to music? I was like, be my guest. Tony, the band really likes this. They want to put it to music. I said, be my guest. So what happened was, at that time I was running the Lindenhurst Challenger program. And, you know, I said, thank you for my sponsors. You know, he put it to music. I made DVDs with a slideshow of the kids. And I says, you know, hey guys, this is what you're supporting. They loved it. You know, when you know, it's one thing to write a check and say, "Hey, I'm going to help the kids," but when you know you see the miles of smiles on a DVD with the kids coming around in the wheelchairs, or you know if they have malformed hands or anything like that, and it just exploded. The district administrator actually paid me to go up to Bristol, Connecticut, the eastern region of Little League, and there wasn't a dry eye in the room. They were like, this is, you know, this is great. So they sent it down to Williamsport, which is the headquarters of Little League International. And this is, you know, they were like, you know, we love the song. We're going to put it, you know, that it's on the website. And, you know, they played at the games, and they invited myself, and I went with another coach, and they flew the band down from Boston to perform it at the World Jamboree. It was the second World Jamboree at that time. And that's where I got the idea. I was like, why doesn't Long Island have their own Jamboree? And that's where I started. You know, I mean, I just kept rolling with it.
That's great.
But it's a catchy little tune.
I mean, I got it in your text. I listened to it. I'm like, oh, I'll learn that. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm going to learn that.
And we have time.
Yeah, all right, good. I mean, I'm looking at the chord changes, and I'm sure I could follow along, but, you know, we'll save it.
That's it, yeah. You know, I'll have to practice if I'm going to come out. It's been a long time.
Well, you know, one of us talented musicians on the stage on Sunday might be able to swing it for you at the same time. You know?
Well, you know, we'll never know. I'll have to hit the chords hard.
Now, did Ben sing it on
Yes.
the CD?
Yeah, you don't want me singing.
You weren't back there just shouting in the background?
No.
Were you present for the recording sessions? Were you there for that whole thing?
No. He's had some good musicians, actually. Buddy Cage, New Rise of the
kidding,
Purple
Buddy.
Sage on Pedal Steel.
Yeah, he was great.
He did their 10th anniversary show, I believe, and that was up at the Regent Theater in Boston. And I rest in peace, Buddy.
Yeah, the late great.
Yeah, you know, I really would have loved to heard him wail on a pedal steel in a song. But
Yeah, he was a hell of a pedal steel player in the New Riders.
Yeah, right.
He sat in with my band, the Underdogs, in the late '80s, and
is that when he
just
had
a
his
happy guy, fun guy.
his pedal steel didn't he have his stuff stolen at
yes,
a
I think
Beery's
they did
parking
like a
lot?
benefit to raise money for his stuff that he got. Yeah, but this was way before that.
Okay.
This was like,
Yeah, Buddy was a good guy.
very cool. I mean, just to have him somewhat involved. I mean, he didn't play on this though. You
No,
said.
not on that. No, it was just live.
They toured the circuit, the Boston circuit.
Yeah. Enough of me. They want to
Yeah,
hear
enough of me.
music.
What about you?
They want to hear music.
What?
You know any Tom Petty?
Enough about Tony. He would like to know if you know any Tom Petty you'd like to play. No? Okay.
Yeah,
We're taking requests.
Sorry,
Anyone out
Donnie.
there if you want to call
I do. I
516-465-3990. We're in the studio here, goofing around here a little bit. I'm leaving it up to Shecky to pick the songs tonight.
I'm picking the repertoire.
I love it.
Are we doing a Tom Petty song?
No,
No.
we're not.
Give us
We're
the
gonna leave
back-
the dead behind tonight too. We're gonna be in Twangland.
How about something
Acoustic
How about
twangland.
something surfy?
Something surfy.
Too many chords.
Too many chords.
Yeah.
Okay. And we don't have the
songs are arrangement, they're compositions. You know, they were written by 16-year-old kids in 1963. You know what I mean? They still stand the test.
Somehow they had the musical knowledge to come up with that stuff.
Yeah, they wrote good compositions. You know. Yeah. So.
And I love Brian's gadgets. My God, he's got so many noise-making
Brian,
things.
In my band?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brian adds a lot, you know, the texture, the whole thing. Yeah, it's important to have the percussion in that music, or anything, really. Percussion is really important, you know.
Now the full lineup has bass, drums, percussion, and you, or is there
it's
keyboards in
open
there
like
too?
that.
or
No keyboard. Sometimes we use a keyboard player.
Yeah,
you know?
Surf's like anti-keyboard. They don't really have any keyboards in there, right?
Yeah, we've used Mark Mancini, you know. He pops in. He's perfect.
Oh yeah, Mark's
Perfect. Yeah.
That's cool.
He can play anything, you know.
Yeah.
There's a million good keyboard players out there, you know. Actually, DeMeo sat in with me.
Did he?
Yeah, on the fly too. Just like he shows up. I says, "I'll just show you the keys." He's right there.
Yeah, no, he's a
That
pro.
guy is perfect. Right?
Mike's great. I play with him with Dave Diamond and whenever else he's available.
Yeah, we're plugging Mike DeMeo tonight.
Yeah. Maybe we can get Mike to come off the road and do one of these challenges one time.
Well, he knows he can always play in my sandbox.
Yeah. Well, he's playing with Tommy James mostly. That's his thing now, right? He's been playing with.
Yeah,
Tommy James.
that's a fun gig.
And what a
That'd
dedicated,
be a fun gig.
dependable, loyal musician, because he could be like in Milwaukee, and we'll have like a half-hour showcase gig somewhere, and he'll be like, "Oh, I gotta see if I can switch my flights," you know.
Whoa.
He's like really like for Dave
Really?
especially. I don't know if he do that kind of stuff for me, but you know, for Dave he does, and that's good. You know, he's just very full
That's cool.
dedication to it. You know,
It's good.
which is good. Not like you aren't. You know, you're very dedicated to your art, my friend. Let's see what we got.
You want to pick one?
Do I have to?
Okay. If you don't have to, I go on.
All right.
All right.
Let's do the name of the place. I like it like that.
Nice.
Well, come on. Let me show you where it's at. Come on. Let me show you where it's at. Come on. Let me show you where it's at. The name of the place. I like it like that. Well, come on. Let me show you where it's at. Come on. Let me show you where it's at. Come on. Let me show you where it's at. The name of the place. I like it like that. They got a little place on down the track. The name of the place. I like it like that. Well, you take Sally and I take Sue, and we'll go rockin' whole night through. Well, come on. Let me show you where it's at. Come on. Let me show you where it's at. Come on. Let me show you where it's at. The name of the place. I like it like that. Take it. So come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. The name of the place, I like it like that.
Nice.
Very cool. Wow, this hour flew by.
I'm having a good time, man.
That's always.
It's okay. Look, we were just near 1,600 people for 2 days.
I know, yeah, no.
1,600 each day, you know?
Yeah, I guess I wasn't too phobic during the worst of it. Still kind of like, come on. But that's a whole other thing. Well, I got to say, it's been great, Tony.
Hey,
I'm looking forward to.
I think there's some twang in your future too.
Yeah. Okay. I can twang like the best of them, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Wang twang
This
noodle.
cat fits like a glove. I mean, I've played in the sandbox before. It's easy peasy.
Yeah, you know. I wing it, you know, like I had never played any of those songs. It was a treat to do that and be on the test. So very cool. So again, Sunday
Sunday,
from
come
noon
on down.
30 to 8:30. We're going to be doing it at Mr. Beery's. Nice fundraiser
Tom,
for the
thank you for
Challenger
having
Baseball.
Tom and I come down and
Yeah.
plug the event, and I hope to see a lot of people there.
Thank you, Tony Walker, for having us here at Governor's Comedy Club. Not like you own the place, but you have more pull in here than we do. So we'll say thank you to you.
Thank you, Bill.
And thank you to Governors for giving us this facility, wonderful studio to work out of. This show happens every other week, maybe every other week, once a month. I don't know. It all depends on my schedule. I'm always kind of nutty, but we try to do it every other Monday, so you tune in again. And when it's not live, when you're not watching us, you can always go to YouTube at the Govs Radio channel and find all the archive shows from past times.
Past times, yeah, it's going back.
And good luck tomorrow on the air. I'll see if I can get my butt out of bed, but I can't guarantee much there because you guys are really early, aren't you? Like
11 o'clock.
oh, that's freaking early, man. I'm already on my third nap by 11. I'm up at 5. I toss and turn, and then I'm up at 8, and then at 11 o'clock. I'll see what I can. And you all have a good rest of your Labor Day or lack of Labor Day today. Enjoy, and we'll see you again. Thank you.